Michelle Stewart was a 17-year-old schoolgirl with her whole life ahead of her. John Wilson had a troubled upbringing. Despite their different worlds, he still became Michelle's first boyfriend. But when Michelle dumped him, Wilson refused to accept it was over. Police are called out to a stabbing outside a shop in the village of Drongan, Ayrshire. They find 17-year-old Michelle Stewart lying gravely injured with multiple stab wounds. And witnesses immediately identified the attacker as her ex-boyfriend. But her first boyfriend would turn out to be her last. Michelle's family welcomed Wilson into their home. When Michelle did eventually decide to leave Wilson, it sparked rage, abuse, and ultimately her murder. The rejection from being dumped was too much for Wilson to handle. It would be the trigger for John Wilson to murder Michelle.
John commenced a lengthy period of stalking and harassing Michelle. He was consistently there. He wanted to remind her of his presence.
When Michelle ignored his calls and texts, John even turned up on her doorstep crying, begging for her to get back together with him. Unbeknownst to Michelle, her stalker was making the 10-mile journey to her village to confront her. This time, he was armed with a 10-inch knife.
A friend came to the door and they'd asked her to go to the local shop let's go get some sweets and get out for some fresh air.
Michelle was leaving the shop when Wilson approached her, demanding she speak with him.
I think Michelle decided that she would try to walk away.
John was infuriated. He pulled out a 10-inch knife and launched into an attack.
Stabbed her 10 times.
And despite people trying to pull him off, he continued the attack.
At least 8 people saw the savage assault.
They witnessed this horrific crime, and the last thing she said was, "He stabbed me."
John Wilson had fled the scene after his brutal attack and returned to his family home.
Wilson pled guilty to murder. For his early guilty plea, he received 12 years, and that was a minimum sentence.
It was just about 8-9 years in that we discovered that he'd been getting release from prison for day release, some family visits, etc.
And then that went to unsupervised, where he was allowed up to 7 nights home, as far as we know, no restrictions.
He has been seen walking freely through local towns.